My name is Langanani. My surname is Moleya. And this is my story. So I came to Cape Town after a lot in my life just was falling apart. I was looking for something new, to start a new life and rebuild myself. Of course, I had fallen, but I wanted to rise. But when I left Joburg, the emotion was like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know how I'm going to travel, because I didn't have enough money. I couldn't catch a bus because it's expensive. So I had to hike, ask for a lift. But I knew I had a destination in my mind and in my heart. I wanted to go to Cape Town. When I came to Cape Town, I didn't have a specific place, to be honest, where I know that I'm going, or I didn't know anyone. But I ended up at a safe space at MES. And they accommodated me immediately on the same day, because it was around in the afternoon. And then they said, okay, they have already taken names, but they still have space, so I should come back later. Then they told me 5:30 I must be there at the gate and all those, and I did that. And on that day, I slept in the shelter for the first time. It was a sense of relief, but it was very small. The relief was small because I didn't know what to expect. It was the first time that I'm going to be in a shelter. I didn't even know what it looked like inside. But at least it was a relief, but still the uncertainty was with me, like what is going to happen. I was also advised to go and see the social worker, because they told me when you are in the shelter and you are accommodated, within the first 7 days, try to see the social worker so that they can see how they can help you. So at that time, it's also another relief. They gave me a few days to sleep for free through a voucher, so a sleeping voucher. And I could. So the only thing that I had to worry about was a little bit of food that I must eat. But I knew that sleeping, well, I'm safe. But I still had to register my name, make sure that I follow the rules.
So this is our safe space. It's a one-night sleeper space where people are able to come in. They're able to take a break from the streets. They come in over here, they line up over there. We get the number of people we need for the evening. They come in, they pay their amount, or they give a meal voucher which they've received from the community, and they're able to make use of this space over here. This is where the men sleep. On the side there, we have a place for families that might be in need of a safe space to sleep. And over there, we have our women's section, which is away from the men's section. People can come in here, they can receive toiletries, clothes, and have access to some warm showers as well. So we have this very integrated approach. It's not just one form of giving, but a very holistic form of giving that meets the individual where they're at, journeys with them, and gives them a new beginning. Our first stage of our process flow is relief and outreach, where we meet the individual where they are at, working and living on the street, or having them come to one of our drop-in centers, where we would relieve the immediate need of the individual, whether that would pertain to something like clothing, where would that be a roof over their head, or simply them having a plate of food for that day.
So one of the advices one of the recommendations from the social worker was that the MES as an organization, they have a program, different programs, and one of the programs is Grow. Then I can go there and then I'll find an opportunity to just earn something that can help me to survive. Then I did that. I went to Grow and it happened. I got an opportunity. I was a general worker. I would go out with the teams as part of what they do, sweep on the street and all of those things. But it didn't drag me down or maybe make me look like I'm less of what I think of myself. I took that opportunity and I took it very serious, knowing that it might help me get to where I want to be.
We then move on to change readiness. If the individual is able to change or in a space willing to change, they are then invited into a journey with the social worker, where the social worker will walk a journey with them and ask them not how they see them journeying necessarily with the organization, but how do they journey in their lives, and how can we help you to achieve the goals that you've so set out for yourself?
I always had a project in mind, a recycling project. And it's something that I would say I did do a little bit of it while I was studying. So that little experience that I gained at that small time, then I thought, you know what, I can go full scale with this and it can just bring change in society. It took some time also. It took a few months, like I think it took more than 5, 6, 7 months around that as a general worker to be trained as a team leader. So once I was trained as a team leader, I didn't like maybe lower the standard or the effort that I was putting in every day with the opportunity. I carried on the same way. While I was still team leader, there was also an opportunity within the program of GROW. There was the trolley project where guys go and collect recyclables and come back and all those things. So I decided to join that because it was more in line with my dream than just the other part of just going out with the teams and sweeping the streets. I was able to speak to some of the companies while I was still doing the same thing with everyone else, and I was able to get yes from a few companies. And then I came back into the organization at GROW and said, this is the company that says we can, they allow us to come and collect the recyclables. And at a certain point, they wanted to add more supervisors into the program. And I was one of those, fortunately, who were, just nominated, pinpointed to say, we would like to train you as a supervisor. And then I accepted. I took that opportunity again with both hands. It was like now giving more of what I did to the other guys to say, this is how I did it, this is how we used to do it, and all those things. So guiding the other guys. So it was like now I'm guiding the other guys on how I did it, but also with the vision of the dream that I always had. So yeah, it was an amazing feeling. I had my uncertainties. I was also a bit scary on the streets and when I started, but at that time it just made me feel more comfortable. But also it made me realize that there are people who see value in me.
We then move on to work readiness, and there's a change from change readiness to work readiness in terms of our GROW program. That is a job rehabilitation program. You are then able to work into this program. This program will teach you certain skills and it will upskill you to be able to be work ready. We assist people with their IDs at this point. We assist people with acquiring certain accreditation, and then you are now ready for integration, where we would have that new beginning for you. We've met you where you're at, we've journeyed with you, and we assist you with this new beginning. That's new employment, that is new accommodation, and ultimately that's the start of your new life.
It made me realize that there are people who see value in me, and it made me feel better as a human being, more acceptable now, and a sense of belonging also, because now I can feel that, okay, I belong at least. I've been a team leader and now I'm a supervisor of some of the guys who I was working with as a team leader. So that sense of belonging and being like, yeah, now I'm integrating into not necessarily society, but with the people, yeah, that is how I felt. And somehow, maybe the social workers there, they observe and they look at what people are doing and all those things, that they realize maybe I'm someone who is focused on something. So I heard about the applications for the second phase house from Safe Space, and I applied for it, and luckily I got it. I would like to just, express something about the second phase house. I would say in one word, that place is enabling. So, I just feel like, for me, it looks like it's got some magic, because people who go into that place become better than what they have been. As soon as guys come into that space, there is a feeling of independence. There is a feeling of being valued more than now you had before. And that seems to be inspiring, very much inspiring. And people, I know of 2 other guys who came after me, and today they are much better than they were before they came into Safe Space. With my contributions at MES, this is what I got. It's an award from MES. And also GTP also recognized me. And yeah, this is what I got from GTP. It really means a lot to me because it shows that there is some value in me. Some people see some value in me. I mean.
So what's the future like for Langenani and for your progress?
Okay, so I would start by saying at some point I have to leave Second Phase House because it is not meant for permanent stay. If it was meant for permanent stay, I would choose not to leave that place. But then somehow I have to leave that place. So the future involves that as well, because now I need to find another place that I can reside in, a place that will not take me down. I did get to study, and which credit I give, all the credit to MES. And I also had a project in mind, and it looks like it's materializing. It looks like I'm getting there. So the future for me is those.
And then if we move on to reintegration, that's that new beginning for the individual. We have now met them where they're at. We've walked this journey with them, and a new beginning for them. That means new accommodation for themselves. That means formal employment for themselves. And that means them walking into their new life.
The organization is looking to change the heart of the city, But to me, the way I understand and my experiences with the organization is that it has a heart. It really has a heart. You can come as a nobody there without any direction, broken and everything, but they have the capabilities and the capacity to just build you up like you have never thought.
If you are a Christian watching this today, God has so met you where you were at, in your place of desperation. He's journeyed with you and He's given you a new beginning. And so you are obligated to meet people where they were at, to journey with them and to give them a new beginning. These are the tenets of mercy, justice and grace. Think mercy, think the concept of the Good Samaritan, where you move towards someone is in their brokenness. Mercy is a movement towards the individual. Think justice, think a journey for that individual. The word for justice in the Bible is the word mishpat, always mentioned in the context of the orphan, the widow, the foreigner and the poor. And who are those people? People that are not connected to family and community. So God's idea of justice is one about building family and community with people. And then grace is a genesis. It's a new beginning for people. If mercy is a movement, justice is a journey, then grace is a genesis, a new beginning. That is where someone is afforded a new opportunity. And so what I want to say to every client that we engage with, what I want to say to every community member, let's help in creating a new beginning for people.